Am I on now? Yeah. Now I'm on. Good morning, CSL Reading. Join me. I am awake. I am aware. I am enthusiastic. I live in a universe that loves me and is in a conspiracy for my good. I open my mind. I open my heart. And I open my whole being to Spirit. Bless you. We have wonderful music from Into It. We're going to start with our congregation song. Please stand and join us.
Find your lyrics spread about on the chairs. So if there wasn't one on yours, take a look around you. You'll probably find one.
You are the face.
Thought God was only true in fairy tales, meant for someone else but not for me. God was out to get me, do-do-do-do, that's the way it seemed. Do-do-do-do, disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I felt your grace, now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love, ooh, oh, I'm a believer. I couldn't leave you if I tried. Life was more or less a given thing. Seemed the more I gave, the less I got. What's the use in trying? Do-do-do-do. All you get is pain. Do-do-do-do. When I needed sunshine, I got rain. Then I felt your grace. Now I'm a believer. There's not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love, ooh, oh, I'm a believer. I couldn't leave you if I tried.
Everybody boogie. What's the use in trying?
Do-do-do-do.
All you get is pain.
When I needed sunshine, I got rain. Then I felt your grace. Now I'm a believer. There's not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love. Oh, I'm a believer. I couldn't leave you if I tried.
Then I felt your grace.
Now I'm a believer.
Rock out.
Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm a believer. I'm a believer. I'm a believer. Please take a moment and greet your neighbor.
Hi, neighbor.
Hi, my name's Janet.
Hi, Janet.
I
I'm
haven't been
David.
here since Bob and Judith left.
Okay. Well, I'm the new Bob and Judith.
Thank you for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
I just
Thank you
got
for
out of
coming back.
hospital a little while ago, so
Oh, okay.
I'm just kind of getting some spirituality.
Yeah, good. We're doing a little different service today than usual, so we're going to have some fun. Yeah. That's fine. You take care. Good morning, sir. How are you? Good, Bob. Good morning.
Good to see you today.
Great seeing you.
I'm excited about what you got on stage.
Yes, we're going to have some fun. Hey.
Hey.
I want you to know I stayed away from the kayaks yesterday out of Whiskey
And did
Town.
not drop
I
it
did
on
not
your
drop
toe.
anything on my toe.
Oh.
Yeah. Good morning. Hi, Barbara.
How are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you? Good. Good morning. Alrighty. Who brings the kids up? I do? Might as well. All right. Man. All right, that's enough fun. Come on, back to your seats, back to your seats. The fun is over. We got a show to do. I think we have some wonderful little ones to come up and sing to. Come on up. Come on up. Oh. There was a false start there. Come on up. You want to come up with me? There you go.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. Tu es l'image de Dieu. I hold you in my heart. Tu es l'image de l'amour. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
No. They don't know that yet. Kelly's going to go up there and tell them.
Good morning, you blessed beings of light. Woo! Welcome to CSLR Studios, where today, Diva D Productions presents the Rev D Show.
Thank you. You're so fortunate to be in my presence. Today we have a very special shoe for you. Some of you are old enough to remember that, yes. I was walking through the kingdom the other day. Take a note. Let's rename this place the Kingdom for Spiritual Living. That way we can borrow that license plate frame that says, "Take me to the kingdom," or "Follow me to the kingdom." The difference is, our kingdom is now in here. Amen. Anyways, I was listening to you, the little people of the kingdom, speaking, talking amongst yourselves, and what I realized was there was some ignorance going on. Ooh. Now, there's a difference between ignorance and stupidity. Stupidity is permanent and goes all the way deep. And none of you are stupid. I know that because you're here. You got tickets to the show. Ignorance simply is something that you don't know about. So today we're going to have a show to help you learn about support in the kingdom. Does that sound great? And I have arranged at great cost, personal cost, and tremendous difficulty to have several fabulous people who will support you in gaining wisdom and knowledge about some of the support and some of the love and some of the blessings that belong to you by being part of my kingdom. It is all about me, after all. So the first person I would like to introduce up to you is, but first I have to tell you that those little kids, they go out there. I don't know what happens when they go out there. Do you know what happens when they go out there? No, they disappear. And then later on they do come back, which is, I think, a good thing. Most of your kids have come back, right? A few of you, we've lost them and misplaced them and like that. But most of them, I think, do come back. So we have a wonderful expert on what actually happens to the children out there in the great beyond that wall. And I would like to introduce at this time Ms. Kelly Rizzi. Have a seat on the big couch.
Anywhere?
Anywhere. You are so privileged to be on my show.
I've always wanted to be on your show. This is a dream come true.
Hold the microphone up, dear.
This is a dream come true.
It
Is it a
on.
dream come true? It is a dream come true to be here today. Thank you for having me.
It is your honor. All right. Focus.
Okay, I'm focused.
So, Miss Rizzi, I thought that I had ordered there to be dungeons and cages built out there for the small children. And I found that instead they're using that to trim the trees this week, that finances.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that did not happen.
I guess that's probably a better use of the money anyways. So what does happen to those little ones, those blessed little beings, when they go out there?
You want to know the secret?
Yes, I want to know the secret. I love a good secret.
This is what I tell them when I work with them. Guys, gather close. I want to tell you a secret that most of the kids that you go to school with don't know. And then they gather close. And then I say, inside of every one of you, you have a bright light. And that light is God. Because God made you and everyone else around you. And they all kind of look in their bellies. Is there a light in there? Yes, there's a light in there. And I tell them that if you go to school or if you're playing in your neighborhood and somebody says something that hurts your feelings or something happens and you make a mistake and you feel really crummy, guess what? God's still in you. And you get to choose whether to be happy or sad in every moment. So then they go to school and something sad or bad happens and they go, hey, wait a minute. I have God in me. I don't have to be hurt by this. God's here inside of me. And they are empowered. And one child at a time has their lives changed. In fact, can I tell you a little story?
Please, tell me a story. Do you like a story? I like a story.
Well, one of the moms.
You might need to cool her off here. Just hold that thought for a moment. We have a fan. We have a fan. Okay, that's enough. Don't wear out the batteries. You gotta save it for me. Ah, yes. Tell us a story.
So this mom told me, she said, Kelly, one morning when my son was just sitting at the table eating his cereal, all of a sudden he started talking to me. And I quickly ran to get my iPhone so I could video it. And I said, well, what was he telling you? And she said, what I got on video was this, and she showed it to me. He was sitting eating his cereal, and he said, Mom. She said, yeah. He said, Mom, I am the light. She said, you are? What does it feel like to be the light? And he said, it feels like being a part of everything, because God made me and God made everything. And she said, well, how does it feel to be a part of everything? And he said, it feels great. And then he went on eating his cereal. He's 4.
No, wait a minute. So you're telling me that it's not just me that's God?
I'm afraid not.
Dang. I
I
still have
know.
that trip working for me for a while.
I know. Like, do you see all the people here today?
Little
Every
people?
single one of them has that brilliant God light inside of their belly, too.
I mean, they swallowed a flashlight like I did when I was a kid?
I think so. And they also have that same ability.
Yes, they do.
So here's what, can I tell you a little bit more?
Please.
I'm so excited. I love kids.
I know.
I want to tell you that every Sunday when I go out and I work with the kids, my heart grows a little bit bigger. Every time I work with them, my heart grows a little bit bigger, and I learn a little bit more about them and about myself, and it is a blessing. So do you have 2 hands? Do you all have 2 hands? Yes. So this is what I want to ask you. If any of you would like to use your 2 hands to be helping hands, I'll teach the lesson if you'll come play. We just need people to come play with our kids. We need you to sit next to them and help them do their craft, whatever it is that we're doing, answer questions that they have. I'll handle the behavior. The lead teacher will handle the
I like
behavior.
that. She'll handle the behavior.
I will do it. I will do it. I promise I won't make you do it. We just want more people to come play with us and play with our
they
kids.
don't have to know it all?
No, they don't need to know any of it. They're going to learn from the kids, like I do.
Great. So if I wanted to play with the kids instead of being here,
Look at your shoes. You could totally play with the kids. Wow! You would probably win if we had a race. Those are snazzy.
honey,
The kids
I
would
win at
love
everything.
those. You
I
what?
win at everything.
Oh. In fact, I remember
I win at kayak dropping contests. I didn't participate yesterday.
Really? You stayed away from the kayaks
stayed away
yesterday?
from the kayaks
I think that was
yesterday.
probably smart.
Some would say it was fear and terror. I think it's wisdom.
Oh, he's so wise. He's so
So
wise.
if I wanted to play with the kids, how would I go about doing that?
Oh, well, it's so easy. You just come tell me you want to, and I'll say, great, give me your phone number, and I'll tell me which Sunday works. I'll bring you out there with me, or one of our lead teachers. You can tell me, you can tell you can tell any of our practitioners or ministers, you can tell Kay Stewart. She's the one that leads Children's Church. I just get to be one of the teachers.
She's the one who's about the same size as the kids, the young kids.
So cute, we love Kay.
We love Kate.
She's not here today, or else she'd be
she's-
sitting on the couch next
She's
to
on
me.
the road, yes.
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 And we would run probably a background check on anybody who's working with the kids.
Yes, we
Yes.
would. We would,
It's-
to make
it's-
sure they're safe, good
Yes.
people.
Yes.
Yes, always. We're
But
very
it is
protective.
painless, I'm told. I've only had small parts of me that I had to give away for that background check when I came here, so. But yes,
Well, I remember when you first came to the center, you came and sat crisscross applesauce with the kids and me.
I did.
And you took part, and you were a helping hand. And did you have to do anything? Was it very hard?
no, it was actually a lot of fun.
Oh, that's what I thought.
It's a
That's what I
lot
was
of fun.
hoping. Okay, so anytime you want your heart to grow bigger, you let
Yeah.
me know, and you
Okay.
can come out and play.
Great.
Deal?
Deal.
Awesome.
Deal?
Same deal for all of you. You let me know.
Kelly Rizzi, rock star of the Children's Church. Thank you. The Doc Johnson Band playing with Intuit and with Dalton here for his last time because tomorrow he takes off for college. Give him a hand.
I appreciate the melodrama sounds.
There was a time when the earth was new, shone by the light of the sun. All of creation it came to be, thanks to the word of the one. And as his final accomplishment, God gave humanity voice, self-awareness and consciousness. Man had been blessed with a choice. Blessed are we, we're the children of light, come to this place in this time. Blessed are we are spirits delight, higher and higher we climb. Blessed are we are brothers and friends, playing this marvelous game. And in our hearts we know life never ends, singing this song in his name. Once in the garden humanity fled, forgetting the right of its birth. Through misperception and fear it was led, separateness robbing its worth. Now we are faced with the lie that was told, that we are lesser somehow. We must turn back to the truth of our soul. We're one with God here and now.
Blessed are we with the children of light, come to this place in this time. Blessed are we are Spirit's delight, higher and higher we climb. Blessed are we are brothers and friends, playing this marvelous game. And in our hearts we know life never ends, singing this song in His name. No more shall we roam, mankind hurries home. All souls taking flight, urging into light. Blessed are we with the children of light, come to this place in this time.
Sing if you want.
Blessed are we are Spirit's delight, higher and higher we climb. Blessed are we are brothers and friends, playing this marvelous game. And in our hearts we know life never ends, singing this song in His name. And in our hearts we know life never ends, singing this song in His name.
Into it. We all have to pay bills. Let's take a commercial break.
Good morning and welcome to the commercial team, Reverend Sue and myself, Charlie Bourne. So our first commercial is to talk about a very new, exciting class being offered. And I'm really curious, Sue, is there any way to learn about science of mind, something different than taking a whole class? And that's quick, like a quick start?
You know, that's a great title. You bring up a great subject here, Charlie. And we are launching something
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me finish. We're starting a new program. It's called the Quick Start. So you're already on to something here. We used to do the Essence class, such a gentle name. The Essence class, and month after month after month after month after year after month after month, we would invite people to come to that, and one person would show up. And we would share our heart and say, you know, as you understand these principles and you join us as a member of this great community, this is one of the requirements. Well, now Reverend David has come.
So
Things are shifting.
Is there something today on that?
Yes, there is. And it's in the pavilion. For those of us that didn't know that, at 9 o'clock, it's in the pavilion. It's to following this service today at 12:15 in the pavilion.
Where is it?
A pavilion in the back.
That way.
And it's back there. It's with Reverend David this week, and next week, Reverend Kay picks it up and carries it home. So if you are wanting to know more about the teaching, to feel more familiar about what's going on here, you want to join this class, even if you've been coming for a long time and think you know it all.
Can I come to this too?
Yes, you can. No, not today, because we've got something to do. But if it is one of the requirements for being a member, so please partake of that today. You didn't have to sign up, but those that did sign up, we have planned for you, so please join us today. And I also want to make sure that you know that your program today has wonderful announcements in it that we won't be covering. One is about the parking lot sale. One is about couples retreat. Anyway, please look in your program and take that home with you.
And we'll be back.
All right, who's enjoying the show? Are you ready for our second guest? Yeah. All right.
Who am I going to pick for a second guest? I've heard that there's these things called, what's that word? Practitioner. It's an interesting concept. Can you tell me about practitioner? You got this white scarf on. Does that mean anything? Means you're a practitioner? You are a practitioner? I've got a live practitioner, Diana Johnson. You are blessed to be on my show. So, what is this practitioner thing?
Practitioner. A practitioner is someone who would invite any one of you who might be in a place in life where you're having a little bit of a challenge with something. It might be a financial challenge. It might be a relationship. It might be something.
Why don't you look at me when you said relationship?
Whoops. It might be a challenge with a job. It might be you would like a new place to live. It could be anything that's challenging one in their own lives. And they would like a little bit of help coming to a greater understanding as to what is going on in me. What is it that needs to be shifted? What is causing this? And so you would come to a practitioner, and the practitioner would listen to your story for a little bit. And then after that, they would ask some questions, perhaps, to get more information that would help them in knowing what area of principle might benefit you to learn about. So we would try to teach a little bit of principle in terms of what might apply to your life situation. And then we would pray together. We'd do affirmative prayer. And what we're attempting to do, what we are doing, because it's done before you ever leave the office, is we're looking for the cause of the difficulty so that we can shift the consciousness that drew that difficulty to a place where you can release it and have the higher experience that you're looking for. Now, it's not just when you're having problems that you would come to a practitioner.
No?
You might be in a really good space in your life and just looking for a higher and greater experience in some area. So that's another reason that you might come to speak with a practitioner.
Great.
Do you have a practitioner?
Me?
Yes.
Of course not. I know it all. I'm ascended and completely enlightened. Hold the microphone for a minute, please. Cut. Yes, I see a practitioner once a month. Every single month I have for years. It's just like the most wonderful thing in my life to have a practitioner that I see, because an ego like mine, it needs a lot of support. Okay, you can turn the mic on. That was confidential, by the way. Nobody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't want them knowing about that. Can't have my competition knowing that I actually see a practitioner.
Is it my turn to ask the questions
so if
now?
I wanted to see a practitioner, in theory, if I wanted to see a practitioner, how much is this going to cost me?
That depends. There is a fee for practitioner work, and that's really up to the individual practitioners to decide for themselves. So we set our own rates.
And so if, in theory, because this would never happen for me, but if in theory I could not afford your rate, would you just say, puh?
Absolutely not. We're each willing to talk about fees, and I am also using other things. I have some barter happening in some places. So there are different ways that you can work through that fee. It is important, however, to have something in the game on your part when you see a practitioner to make it valuable to you and worthwhile.
Skin in the game, huh?
In the game, little skin in the game, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it more powerful for you.
Yeah, a little energy exchange there going on. Yeah, I kind of understand that, sort of. I've heard that concept. I read it about somewhere. Now, what you do on Sundays, though, you don't charge for like after the service, do you?
No. What we do on Sundays is a shorter version of what we would do at a full session. So you can come in, we can talk a little bit about a general challenge or a specific challenge you're having and offer some affirmative prayer right there. If you would schedule a session, it would be much longer, maybe an hour, something like that, where we would have much more time for listening and talking and digging around a little bit to find the cause.
So you mean that first day that I was here, when right after the service I asked Reverend Sue to help me, and she said for $100?
Right.
She wasn't really supposed to say that?
And I've heard a misconception. I've had people come to me and say, you know, I have a hard time paying for prayer. Okay, isn't it just your job here?
Why should I pay for prayer?
You know, why should I pay for prayer? And I just want to let you know that you're not paying for prayer. What you're paying for is the 4 years of coursework or more, the time and the attention that it takes for the exams that we take, for the panel interviews that we have to pass. It's for all of the education and the consciousness that comes in going through all of the training. That's what you're paying for.
You know, that reminds me of something my good buddy Brett Favre once said. He's a quarterback, was a quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. And he said, I play football on Sunday for free. You pay me for the rest of the week. The training, the preparation, the learning, and all that stuff. That's kind of what you're saying there. It's what the practitioner brings to
yes.
the session.
And then when we leave the session, we maintain that consciousness. We hold that consciousness throughout our week, throughout our month, in between times that we meet with folks. So that that consciousness is uplifted for all who connect with us.
Wonderful. So how about doing one of those prayer things that you guys do? What do you call that again?
Mind treatment. Spiritual mind treatment.
Mind treatment.
Yes.
I've heard of that somewhere.
I'm glad.
So maybe, you know, I know the practitioners sometimes do like the opening prayers and for the service here. And so maybe you could demonstrate an opening prayer for a service like this, in which we might want to have clarity and love and joy.
And understanding about what's happening here.
And a cool, yes.
Okay. Okay. And so I speak these words for myself as I know them as the truth for each one here today. There is only one thing going on here, and we call that God. We know that God is the only creative energy, the creative source of all of our good, the essence and the substance of all of creation. And in that allness, we recognize that each one of us is a perfect expression of that God in action. And so I accept for each one today the full potential, the full power, the full dominion of that presence that enlivens us. As we move forward in this service today, I claim and know for myself, as I know for each one here, that I am in the perfect place at the perfect time, right here and right now. I open my heart to the words that I'm hearing, to the information being presented. I open my mind to that information as I file it into a place where it comes back just at the right time when I need it. And I commit in this moment to make use of this time, this message, and this information in my life. I know right here and now that I am fully supported by this center. And so I give great thanks, deep and profound thanks for its existence here, for the opportunity to be a part of it. I release these words into Divine Mind, where I know as law works, they are already done. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Diana Johnson, ladies and gentlemen.
Such an honor.
I forgot to ask you one thing. You can answer from that microphone over there. Who all are practitioners here?
Oh, good question. Well, we have Charlie Bourne. We have Marilyn Miller.
Did you stand? I think Marilyn was here at the first service, and I don't think she's here at the second. Okay.
We have Bonnie Metcalf as an intern. I don't know if Bonnie's here today. We have Reverend Sue as a minister practitioner, both. Reverend Pam, Reverend Mary, Reverend David, Kay, who isn't here with us today. Does that cover us?
Yes.
I think it does.
I think that covers this. Thank you. And so just for clarity, everybody who's become a minister has had to go through practitioner training. And we are first and foremost practitioners. Please sing for us.
Thank you. It's a cold, gray, frosty morning. There's a deep chill in the air. And as I round the corner, there's a woman sitting there. She looks up from her blanket, all threadbare and forlorn. We smile at one another as I look into her eyes. There but for the grace of God go I say a prayer for you. Though you don't know I do, I pray both day and night that you will feel the light within you. I see God's love in you. I hope you see it too. So take a look within. God's all you've ever been. I say a prayer for you. It's another lonely morning. There's a silence in the air. A young man rounds the corner to find the streets all bare. His family was all taken when the storm came through his town. He doesn't know the reason that God didn't take him too. All he knows is that his heart is broken in two. And I say a prayer for you. Though you don't know I do, I pray both day and night that you will feel the light within you. I see God's love in you, and I hope you see it too. So take a look within. God's all you've ever been. I'll say a prayer for you. Everywhere you look is human suffering. If that is what you choose to see. But don't forget, your prayers can make a difference. Know the truth and set the whole world free. I say a prayer for you. I see God.
So take a look within. God's all you've ever been. I'll say a prayer for you. So take a look within. God's all you've ever been. I'll say a prayer for you.
Before we go to commercial break, I forgot to ask our wonderful practitioner, but one of the other services they provide is prayer work in the Ministry of Prayer box. And so you can fill out one of these wonderful little purple cards that are available on the back table there. And you can also drop it into the prayer box, and they will hold you in prayer for whatever it is. And this card has something you'd like to release and something you'd like to bring into your life. You can do both. Thank you. Let's take a commercial break with our dynamic duo, Charlie and Sue. That would be Reverend Sue.
So I have a couple questions. How many people like to drum? How many people have been in the back and looked at our labyrinth, the beautiful labyrinth? And how many people know Reverend Lynn E. Fritz? Well, we have a great announcement for you. Sue?
Yes, tomorrow evening you get to put all of those things that Charlie just expressed into one opportunity for you to drum with the Reverend Lynn E. Fritz on the labyrinth. Bring a chair, some water, some bug spray, your drum, your hands, your legs, your belly, wherever you can make a rhythm, and you just allow it to unfold in a spiritual practice. This will begin at 7 o'clock on the labyrinth.
This will become a vortex in Reading.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So join us for that. Even if you don't have an instrument, and you just want to hear the rhythm, come join the vibration that they celebrate together in community and really bring that pulse of your own life alive.
So, Reverend Sue, there's a real compassionate part of me that really wants to help out in the community, whether it's be the homeless or people who are close to that, because a lot of people are just right on the edge. And so in terms of clothing or food, is there any way I can do it through this center to help out?
Oh, yes. You know, the song that we just heard right before the commercial break was really a tribute to serving that need in our community. And several years ago now, Reverend Mary had a vision for the shoes for the souls. And she followed that vision, and she's loved that vision, and she's birthed that vision, and now it has unfolded for an event tomorrow. At 8:30 to 10:30, you are going to meet at where?
Behind the Moose Lodge on Lake Boulevard.
That's correct. And you have an opportunity to share with the Hope Van this opportunity to gift these shoes out to the community of those in need. And along with that, what else is happening?
Oh, well, Reverend Pam has this great program in terms of Food for Hope. So if you want to help contribute, whether, there's all kinds of different kinds of food, and like lemonade and lunch bags and ground coffee, some bowls. There's a list in your program of the type of things you can donate. And this is a great way to help join in Pam's effort in terms of the Food for Hope. And that's meeting tomorrow as well. Is that correct, Pam? So 2 great opportunities to lend your heart from our center out into the community tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yay. Welcome back. Let's give another hand to Intuit and that beautiful music that they play. Are you ready for another guest? Are you ready for another guest? Welcome back, Rev D.
Yeah! I thought I'd be my own guest. No. When I was in ministerial school, isn't that a line out of a Doors song? Back when I was in seminary school, there was a person there who put forth a proposition. Anyways, I don't have any Doors fans out here. Yes, I do. Okay, one. When I was in ministerial school, there was a class called Compassion 101. I flunked that class. And so I'm blessed to have Reverend Pam Sanchez, who is our compassionate care person here, and she is joining us on the show today. Reverend Pam, you are blessed and fortunate to be on my show.
Oh, I'm well aware of that. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Well,
I understand that occasionally people here among the little people, have an occasional little issue or something that they need a little support for or whatever. Do you help with that?
yes, absolutely, we do. That is one of the big aspects of the compassionate care team here at this center. Years and years ago, we started a team called Congregational Support, and we have a team, and we also, in addition to that team, the practitioners and the board and lots of people in leadership team around here and various and sundry other people are happy to help out when people have a need, when in particular someone is having a health issue. Something, maybe you or someone else in your household is having a serious health issue, and you might not be able to provide as many nutritious meals as you'd like to at that particular time. And so we get a call from people, and they receive from us, from our team. We go and take meals to the house, or whatever the need, might be for that person. One of the big things that this has evolved into as well, we have a health ministry team, and a lot of you know Sandy Babcock, and there's some other nurse-type folks in this community as well who are on that team. And a lot of times what Sandy and I work really closely together, and we're involved a lot of times in accompanying people to, medical appointments, particularly things where there might be some scary kinds of things going on, tests or diagnostics and results given. And sometimes when we're in that situation, it's really good to have an extra set of ears to kind of be hearing and taking notes and helping to process that.
I find every medical visit to be a scary visit.
Especially the one about your poor toe, right?
We're not talking about the toe no more.
Oh, that's right. That's off limits now, the toe. Yeah, it can be, absolutely. We all have a lot of faith, but when you're in that situation, sometimes you do need that support. So the whole effort of that team, and we invite any of you who are interested in maybe doing that kind of thing with us to see me. I'll be at the board desk afterwards. And also to let us know if you yourself, even though it's really hard sometimes to ask for help or support, if you yourself need that, to call the church, call Lori, let her know. We get those messages. Just examples recently, we had a lady in the congregation this week a beloved member who, I won't go into the whole story, but ended up walking around and knowing that something was going on with her heart and called the ambulance. And I got a call, and she was in the process of having a heart attack. And so got the call, and I went to the ER, and I was able to be there with her. She wanted a treatment. We did a great treatment before she went in to have a test and have a stent placed. And then later on, when she got out, Reverend Mary was there to see her, and then Reverend Sue was there to explain about the cardiac support services at SRMC. And then we have another lady this week who had some eye surgery and has to sleep with her face down for about 3 weeks. straight down. So we worked on that, and I got Sandy over there, and we got a massage table and brought some food. And so things like that are what we're involved in doing. We are the kind of the hands and the feet and the flesh and blood of support, so that each of us know that we're supported, and this is a way that you can really know it, by letting us be in service to you.
Fabulous.
And then we have the Food for Hope team, and some of you may not be able to come to that or prepare dishes, but we do have a need for supplies for that ongoingly that were mentioned, things like sugar and coffee and things like that. And if we could get some hot chocolate, yes, a lot of our guests like to have some chocolate in their coffee. There's some people out there that we get the opportunity to know on the third Monday of every month, as we're out there serving them and talking with them. And these are mostly people who are homeless. And there's some really great people out there, very, very grateful that we're there and being with them. So I invite you to participate in that. I just had this wonderful experience with this young man who was sitting outside of a grocery store the other day, and I could tell, he had a dog, and he was really down on his luck, just this really sweet, wonderful young man. And anyway, I just went up and talked to him. I bought him a sandwich and sat and had a little chat with him. And, these people, a lot of them, they just, it's a struggle. It's a struggle sometimes. They have family, but their family is not in any way able to help them. And there's just so many stories. I won't go into all that, but anyway, that's our compassionate care team. And if you'd like to be a part of the hands and the feet and the flesh and blood that, serves our congregants, our community here, as well as reaches out in the community, please let me know, or let somebody at the board desk know that you're interested in that, and I can give you a call. And if you need to avail yourselves of those services, don't be afraid. A lot of people that have taken advantage of these, they've had a big lesson in receiving, being willing to receive. That's pretty difficult sometimes. So
It sure can be.
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Thank you so much. So we support people in prayer, and we support people in physical nature and physical structure with what they need. So I really appreciate what you do.
Absolutely. Okay.
Really appreciate your work. Thank you, Pam Sanchez.
Thank you.
That would be Reverend Pam Sanchez. The house band. The Doc Johnson band.
This is a song Diana wrote. It's called The Everlasting Arms, and of course it refers to the everlasting arms of God, but Pam's team puts flesh and blood on those everlasting arms. Teach it to you someday.
Thank you. When I was a girl, I moved through this world, always uncertain where to go.
deep within view. I am the place that's safe and warm. I am the grace that wraps myself around you. I am the everlasting arms.
I looked inside, there was no place to hide. I didn't know just where to start. I couldn't see the beauty in me, but then you opened my heart. And on that day, you took away the fear and the sadness left in me. I didn't know that loving you so would open my eyes so I could see.
I am the very life that breathes you. I am the love that fills your soul, that overflows to those around you, that lifts you up and makes you whole. I am the silence deep within you. I am the place that's safe and warm. I am the grace that wraps myself around you. I am the everlasting arms. I am the very life that breathes you. I am the love that fills your soul, that overflows to those around you, that lifts you up and makes you whole. I am the silence deep within you. I am the place that's safe and warm. I am the grace that wraps myself around you. I am the everlasting arms. I am the grace that wraps myself around you. I am the everlasting arms.
Let's take a commercial break. Thank you, Intuit.
We'll miss you, Delvin.
Oh, about time. Oh.
So following that beautiful song, we're going to have a more serious and more going inward announcement. So please listen with me, and then Sue will follow up with announcement.
I want to take this moment for a break in the program to invite Dalton in your silence to stand at the center stage, Dalton, and just receive as you just face our everlasting arms in absolute gratitude. As you work the spiritual practice of Yogananda, I want you to rub your hands together and just feel the energy of your heart. Remember the times that Dalton's voice has touched your heart, opened your way to more clearly seeing the truth. So as we hold our hands, the everlasting vibration of our love, as we express a generous Om towards Dalton on his journey, take that breath in and chant that Om in his heart. Thank you, Dalton, for everything. The heart, I know, where's the fan? The heart of our teaching is spiritual practice. The invitation is for you. The invitation is for you. Yogananda's words are, how should I meditate today? Deeper, longer than you did yesterday, is his advice. So our practice, Reverend Pam and I help facilitate the meditation practices in the pavilion, and I practice with some of Yogananda's wisdoms on the first and third Tuesday at 7 o'clock in the pavilion. Reverend Pam offers her heart in the spiritual practice of meditation every Thursday at 6:30. So our invitation, our heart to yours, is to remember the truth of our teaching, but also remember the stillness where God speaks. Thank you.
Thank you. We're back. Give appreciation to our professional voiceover commercial, Sue and Charlie. It's been a Power Pack show, hasn't it? We have two more special guests. Take it away, Rev D.
Jesus had John the Baptist prepare the way for him.
Are they coming?
John the Baptist made one fatal, literally, mistake. He lost his head shortly thereafter. The people who prepared the way for me have kept their heads. And they get to be my next guests. And they will keep their heads even after this show. I'm not sure if I'll keep mine, but I would love to invite up our queens of spirituality, the deans of the classes, Reverend Mary and Reverend Sue. Have a seat on the big couch.
I don't want to be by his ego.
Okay.
You're both blessed to be on my show.
We are so blessed. We're just so excited. I mean, how could you not want to be in front of all these beautiful people
Yes, really.
who came to see us?
And before we get into the... Do what?
Don't ever forget it.
before we actually get into the interview, I was actually going to say something nice about you.
I would like to say something nice about Dalton. There's one thing about Dalton I will never, ever, ever forget. You were about a year and a half old, and you were playing on the carpet here during service, and Dr. James said from the Bible, if you asked for bread, would anybody give you a stone? And he looked up and said, no! It was cute.
That's great.
Just cute.
I just want to thank these two wonderful people because of the work they have done in consciousness. I've had so many people come up and tell me how great it is to have me here, but it's only great to have me here, and I say this with little ego, because the ground was prepared so wonderfully by these two beautiful women and by this staff.
Thank you.
Okay, back into character now.
Well, I'm in character.
You're always in character.
You know why?
Why are you in character?
Because I am so happy that all I get to do is teach classes. Aren't you, Sue? I mean, this is our bliss.
Wait a minute, classes?
Classes.
They don't need no stinking classes. They got me with my brilliance on Sunday. They don't need no stinking classes beyond that, do they?
Yeah, I think...
Yeah, I'm surprised that hat even fits on your head.
It's a triple extra large.
Mary, try to get a word in.
You know, we have classes coming up called Creative... What is it? I'm teaching it. Beyond Limits. I mean, who wouldn't want to go beyond your limits? It's awesome. The creative process. We all have the creative process. We just need to kick it into gear. We've got... Kay's going to do roots, the roots of this teaching. You're doing what?
Body-mind connection, which I do know something about. I do know something
Absolutely.
Been a minister longer.
You know that the thing about classes. Let's get it really straight.
I want to learn about the Bible. I want to learn about the Bible.
Well, just talk to Miss Diane over here. She's going to do 4 classes, 1 in a row.
All right.
Through the 4 units of the education program from September to May.
Great.
So that's going to be really special because I wouldn't touch that for anything. I tried it once and it was like, this is not for me. So I'm really excited to hear she's going to be doing that.
It's good stuff.
So since you guys are teaching all the little classes, then you have an elevated, high, expanded class of consciousness for me to teach, right?
You can teach foundations. I'll give it to you.
Foundations.
Foundations.
It's like rebuilding this stage.
Uh-huh. It's like the floor on the church.
Yeah, it's like the floor.
Yeah.
It's the floor. Yeah. Where did all this come from?
It's for the little people.
You know, the truth is Ernest Holmes didn't create all this stuff. He just studied everything in the world and synthesized it. And
I created it all.
That's why you teach foundations.
Which is a great class for people who want to learn about the this teaching, and those who have been there before. I took foundations 4 times when I was a student.
Yeah, I can see.
It took me so long to get it, you know?
You know, it truly is the best entry level, because if you're new to the teaching, you have a huge curiosity to want to know more, and the messages on Sunday help to lead our way into our week, but truly the message becomes transformed inside of you as you start to take the classes, and we each invite all of you to partake of the variety of classes. And if you've never been in the teaching, it is very important to start with the foundations or Beyond Limits.
Beyond Limits.
Yeah.
Beyond Limits. What a great title.
Yes.
What a great title.
Yes.
You know, classes are important because you meet people and you get to share and you get to learn from other people, not just whoever's facilitating the class. And most of the time, at the end of a class, which is 8 to 10 weeks, nobody wants to quit. They want to keep going because these people have become such good friends. That's important. But the other thing is, I'm just a lifelong learner, but you can hear his message on Sunday, but you may not know how to implement it. And where you learn to do that is in classes. Because it's a lot of what we do, if our life is hell instead of heaven, is our subconscious mind has a lot of negative beliefs in there. So these classes help root that out, and we replace that with very positive, uplifting understandings of the teaching.
And I love it because classes are where we get to wrestle with the ideas week after week. We get a little homework. I understand you're the queen of homework.
I'm the queen of homework.
Yes, and so...
And it's fun.
Is all those in favor, raise your hand.
And if not, we have practitioners on duty. And the compassionate care.
Yeah.
So, but they're where we get to wrestle with ideas. We get to really, as my favorite actor whose name went right out of my mind says, we get to get jiggy with it. You know, and, Will Smith, thank you very much, yes. And so to really wrestle with the idea, so it's not just a nice, 25-minute talk or 45-minute talk if I get long-winded on Sunday, but it's something that we can really, you can really dig in, with the teaching. So I love classes.
We've taken a lot of hours of organization to put our schedule together.
A lot of spreadsheets.
My spreadsheets. This is out there on the new member table. It's the 4 units of classes, start in September, ends in May. Who's teaching what? Who's doing mornings? Who's doing evenings? If by chance you would like a really life-changing experience in taking practitioner training, even if you don't know if you want to be a practitioner, but up-level the whole consciousness of your life, you might want to check these classes and see which ones are prerequisites, because there are some prerequisites. So they're all out there. Feel free to take one and chart your course for a whole new life experience.
And if I could, may I have the mic at least a little longer?
Cut her off.
Now I want to share with you one of my favorite parts of the classes are the projects that each and every one does at the end. And they bring their heart. They try to put into words, prayer, song, art, any way to show how the teaching, how the class has transformed their life. Diana Brown has given me the permission to share this when she took Foundations. This was her project, and she entitles it Ticket to Ride. As if my life hasn't had enough revelation and truth in the past 3 years, you come along with a foundation class with all the words of truth revealing to me that I always knew God best. Even in my sandbox, I first discovered that my toes and God's toes were one and the same, and they still are, only in a much bigger way today. All of you have made me laugh, and I have cried, and I have decorated my soul with bright Dago Band-Aids of full spectrum affirmations. In these past 10 weeks, I have learned how to operate heavy spiritual equipment, trenching up my life in order to erect high towers with diving boards on every corner, springboards to the universe and beyond. Did it hurt? Sure. But that's what the Band-Aids are for. Is it worth it? Sure. It's my pilot license, my ticket to ride. It's my winning lottery ticket to experience God through each of you. I know that I am richer with our friendships and wiser from our shared stories, invocations, and benedictions. I am now more vigilant of my soul and more beautiful because of the golden thread of love that binds us together and glitters within and from each of our hearts. For all of this and all of you, I am thankful.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Reverend Sue, Reverend Mary. Thank you. Thank you. So in closing, I wanted to play today. And hopefully you've kind of enjoyed it. And I know it's not the normal service, and next week we'll be back to our normal programming. But I wanted to, I'd heard a few misconceptions, over the few weeks and months that I've been here about different aspects of the church. And so I wanted to kind of have some fun with bringing some information to us and to remind you that you're not alone here. We do this as a community. There's support for you, and there's support that you can give to others. And so I just wanted to keep that chain of love, if you will, rolling through and keep it ongoing. So hopefully that today helped you. Hopefully you learned something new today, or at least got a good laugh today, and I really appreciate that. I believe we have some ushers to come forward. We're going to do our real commercial break. And thank you each for being here today. I want to thank, actually, while we're doing that, Phoebe Fazio. That's my longtime beleaguered assistant. Damien Balrama. It's our Master of Ceremonies. Each of our wonderful guests, thank you so much. Our wonderful commercial team, Charlie and Reverend Sue. Thank you. Intuit. Yes. Our sound team. Our board member on duty, Peggy, back there. Hi, Peggy. She's the quiet one who's just very quietly waving. Our wonderful usher team. Yes. So if you'll take your gifts, your tithes, your offerings in your hand, and please join me in consciousness and very deeply saying, the love of God, blesses and multiplies, all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, abundantly. So it is.
You can look for God in a church or a synagogue and listen to someone's monologue. If you read the right book, you may find a clue, but it's somebody else's point of view. You could take every course at the university, but it won't reveal your own divinity. If you only open your heart and look inside, it's true. You'll see that God is in there smiling back at you. Spirit is the seeker within, not an old man from a myth. What you're looking for, you're looking with. What you're looking for, you're looking with. You could read the Bhagavad Gita and the Tao Te Ching, the Bible, the Quran, and everything. You could study the lives of Confucius and Christ, Mohammed and Buddha and the Israelites, and you'd gain a lot of wisdom and you'd fill up your bookshelf. But you still need to have that experience for yourself. If you only open your heart and look inside, it's true. You'll see that God is in there smiling back at you. Spirit is a seeker within, not an old man from a myth. What you're looking for, you're looking with. What you're looking for, you're looking with. You can ask those people that you meet as you go through life, your mother, your father, your husband, your wife, but the answer that they give won't satisfy, even if you ask till the day that you die. It's a question we all must ponder on our road. It's remembering what your heart has always known. If you'll only open your heart and look inside, it's true. You'll see that God is in there smiling back at you. Spirit is a seeker within, not an old man from a myth. What you're looking for, you're looking with. What
what you're looking for. You're looking red. What you're looking for. You're looking red.
Did I see you two kind of dancing a little bit there in the aisle while you were talking?
No.
I've never been accused of dancing.
No, I didn't think so. You guys are wonderful. I love it. So let us receive these gifts collectively together, given from us to us, knowing that they bless all of us, and then they bless out beyond the walls of this church. They go out into this community. As we learned today, they bless way out beyond where we think they do. And so for all this good, for all the love that has been shown today, for all the joy we've had, for all the wisdom we've gained, I'm so grateful for all of this. I call each person here beautiful, perfect, whole, complete, and dang good. Yes. And so it is. Yes. Thank you. Go forward this week. Have a fabulous week. We'll start off with an affirmation, and they will take it and make it into a song. We are so aligned that I can say an affirmation, any affirmation, and they will instantly make it into a song, right?
Right. Absolutely.
So let's try this one. There's only one life.
There's only one life.
That life is God's life.
That life is God's life.
That life is perfect.
That life is perfect.
That life is my life now.
That life is my life now.
Thank you. Stand and sing.
There's only one life.
Children just come in and
That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life.
Thank you.
That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. And that life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. Life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Now there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life.